Clicking in Toronto. Frank was a small-town photographer with big dreams. Despite not having a college degree, his passion for photography had led him to take numerous courses to hone his skills. His work had been featured in the local newspaper for years, and he was always looking for new challenges. When he was offered the opportunity to attend a workshop with a renowned Canadian photographer in Toronto, he jumped at the chance. Toronto was a bustling metropolis, a far cry from the quiet town where Frank had grown up. The city's towering skyscrapers, vibrant culture, and diverse population were a constant source of inspiration. As he wandered the streets, camera in hand, he couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and wonder. One of the highlights of his trip was a visit to the CN Tower. As he ascended to the observation deck, he was struck by the breathtaking panoramic views of the city. Frank spent hours capturing images from every angle, experimenting with different compositions and lighting. "This is incredible," he murmured to himself as he framed a shot of the Toronto skyline. "I can't believe I'm actually here." During the workshop, Frank had the opportunity to meet and learn from the famous Canadian photographer, whose work he had admired for years. The photographer, a seasoned professional named David, was impressed by Frank's enthusiasm and talent. "I can see why you're excited to be here," David said. "Toronto is a photographer's paradise." "It really is," Frank replied. "I've been taking photos since I was a kid, but I've never seen a city like this." David smiled. "Photography is all about capturing moments and emotions. It's about seeing the world in a unique way." Frank nodded in agreement. "That's exactly how I feel. It's like telling a story with every picture." As they continued to talk, David shared some of his own experiences as a photographer. He talked about the challenges he had faced and the lessons he had learned along the way. Frank was eager to soak up as much information as he could. "I've always wondered how you come up with your ideas for photos," Frank said. "Inspiration can come from anywhere," David replied. "Sometimes it's a beautiful landscape, sometimes it's a person's face, and sometimes it's just a feeling. The important thing is to be open to new experiences and to always carry your camera with you." Inspired by his conversation with David, Frank spent the rest of his trip exploring Toronto and capturing images of everything that caught his eye. He photographed the city's iconic landmarks, its vibrant street art, and its diverse people. When it was time to go home, Frank was reluctant to leave. He had grown to love Toronto, and he was eager to return someday. But as he boarded his plane, he felt a sense of accomplishment. He had not only learned a great deal from the workshop, but he had also grown as a photographer. As he looked out the window at the city below, he knew that his journey had just begun.